All right, we're back. It's COMP305. It's week 13, lesson 13, and it's part 1. We might have a couple of recordings. Welcome, straggler, right? And what we're doing today is we're going to be talking about a couple of topics that are going to help you with your final project, hopefully, and some of you have asked for it, so I'm delivering this. One of them is we're going to be talking about how to build a mini-map. So those are 2 things for today, right? Again, normally we would build a mini-map for 3D, but they're also useful for 2D games, right? Because all you can do is you can do a kind of a sideways view of your camera to kind of produce a map for 2D or 3D, depending on what you want to do, right? So that's one part. So a little bit of an enhancement, a feature set for your 2D or 3D games. That's the first thing. And the second thing we're going to do to help me out, because I've noticed that some of you have kind of put together a build for your up on Dropbox. That's like 1 gig. All right, that's like crazy, guys. Right? Please don't send 1 gig up on Dropbox. It's going to kill me. So remember, for your final project for next week, the things that we're going to need are a link to GitHub. This is due on the Friday, next Friday at midnight. A link to GitHub for your code file, so I can actually look at your code. A build, which we're going to talk about today, how to do a build, because some of you still, I don't think, quite know how to do that properly. That's 2. Your external document has to be there for your final project. And remember that Monday and Wednesday for your classes, and Monday and Tuesday for the other section, you're going to be doing your presentation. So you should be ready to present whatever you have Monday or Wednesday. Right? Now, if I can't get to you Monday, I'll do Wednesday with you. Right? That's your on your presentation side. So that's the 2 things you need to have ready. And the other thing is that remember that when your presentation is not just a slide deck that you're going to be doing, but I'm also listening for or waiting for this kind of a YouTube or some kind of broadcast, similar to what I'm doing here, right? So remember that I'm using YouTube's built-in live streaming function to do that. So you don't need any additional software. There's no need for having a special laptop or anything like that. And you're not going to record yourself. I don't want to see your beautiful faces. It's not about that. It's all around recording your screen, recording your game, so I can take a look at it. So even if I'm not able to get to you by Monday or Wednesday next week, because we have a lot of people to present, I'll still be able to see your. Apologize. I'll still be able to see your presentations, remotely when I'm marking, right? And also as a reminder, sometimes I like to look at your presentation and say, which one was that again? Oh, it's this one. And then here's the the demo that they did. It's almost like a little demo reel that you're going to be putting together. 5 minutes. Remember, it's not a big presentation. Just a reminder. And please look up on Dropbox for all the details, because there are presentation details. So please don't just show up and prepare to do a demo. That's what we're doing on Monday and Wednesday. It's not just a demo. I want to talk about your lessons learned and all that kind of stuff. So those are the kind of things that we need for next week. But on that, when you submit, I need a build, right? So I need to kind of show you how to do that for most of you, and that's why I'm kind of, only talking about these 2 things. This lesson is a you do with me kind of lesson, right? So you're going to do it as kind of a mini lab. So as we go, there's going to be some assets that I'm going to indicate up on GitHub. So please, if you want to look on github.com under our little section there for Centennial College, and I'll bring that up for you so you can see where that is. If you look on GitHub, there's going to be a repository called Minimap Assets, right, where you can kind of follow along. I've just dragged a couple of textures in there, a couple of little textures that I made very quickly on Fireworks, just for your markers, for your player markers. You're going to see what those are, so that we all have the same assets as we go forward. Okay, so that's what we're going to be using today. So please grab that stuff in prep. Okay, so a mini-map, that's what we're going to be doing, right? So creating a mini-map, right? And some of you might be saying, well, I don't know if I want to use a mini-map. It's too hard to do. And some people say it takes a lot of resources and so on, if you guys have heard what a mini-map is. But maybe some of you don't know what it is. And the reason for that is because not every game includes a mini-map, right? So what is a mini-map, right? Again, a miniature map really is what it stands for. And again, it's usually in the bottom left-hand corner or bottom top corner, someplace, a corner of your screen that's going to have, a little view to give you an orientation of your position, your enemy's position, some kind of landscape, what the landscape looks like. Could be a little bit of your level, like in terms of if you're doing a maze, it might show you a bit of the maze in the left corner and so on. And we're going to build this out. We're going to build this thing out. For first-person perspective, it's really popular, especially from an MMO perspective. If you're playing a massively online role-playing game or any kind of real-time game, mini-maps are the way to go. Now, for people, a lot of people are doing 2D projects, right, in this course. We have a couple people doing 2D projects, right? More than a couple, I would say. It's also useful for that. You can actually get a side view of your level if you really want to, right? So you can see where the person is in the level. They can understand how far they have to go to finish the level and so on. It's kind of a helpful feature. Some of them also include some zoom in and zoom out functionality. We're not going to include that part today because there's a little bit additional scripting that we need to do for that, right? So we're going to do some scripting with a Minimap, and in order for us to make it real, I want to set up a terrain for us, right? Just like we normally did. We're going to put together a quick terrain. That's like step one, what we're going to do, right? And when we do our terrain, we're going to add in a simple nav mesh. So even though we've kind of talked about a nav mesh before and you've seen it, I want to create a simple nav mesh, and we're going to create some enemy capsules, and they're pretty scary, these red capsules we're going to make, right? And they're going to run at us, right, and try and kind of, come in contact with us, right? So let's see how this works. So let's kick off Unity here, please. So I'm going to make a new project, and I'm going to label it, again, it'll be COMP305 lesson 13, right? That's the one we're doing. And I'm going to create that project in Unity. Okay, so again, our blank project. What I'd like you to do is let's think about our project structure again. Let's fix all that up. So that's the first piece we always do when we use Unity is create our project structure, right? So again, I would probably create under assets, I'm going to create some folders. One of the folders is going to be our scenes folder, and I'm using the underscore again just to push that to the top. Another folder is going to be our scripts folder. We're going to house all our scripts. Let's also include our textures folder. And we're also going to include a materials folder. Let's try that again. Materials folder. Again, this is just organization, right, for our pipeline, right? And let's also include a prefabs folder. We're going to need that. So materials, prefabs, textures, scripts, scenes. Anything else I'm missing? What else would you guys include? Audio. I like your audio, but that would be more okay. Just because Jay is an audio man, I'm going to include the audio, right? Audio. And again, I don't have any audio for this game because we're making a simple thing. I know. I'm sorry, Jay, but what we're going to be doing is again, we're just trying to organize our scene here. One thing we need to do is I'd like you to immediately save your scene, right? So in order for us to do that, we're going to go again, File, Save, or Command or Control S. We're going to call this scene main, again, our main scene. And I'm going to go and target our scenes folder here. So just target scenes and press save. There we go. So our scene's saved, everything's ready to go. One thing we will not need for this is our main camera, right? So to simplify matters, let's get rid of it, right? So main camera, gone. Let's get rid of that main camera. Without a main camera, we don't have a game, right? So we need a package in order for us that comes with the main camera, which is going to be our character package. So let's get that going right now. So assets, again, import package. We're going to go to characters. Okay. Are you with me? All right. So again, I don't want all these characters, and if we collapse some of these things, for example, I want to collapse some of these packages that come with the assets, standard assets we're getting from Unity. I want to kill the rollerball one. I don't need that one. And I don't need the third-person character, although that would be neat,